So when I first arrived at Costa Rica, we were going to do it on the second day. So I had that whole first day, and I really wasn't nervous. I was like, I'm ready to do this. Like, I'm ready for this life change. And second day, wasn't feeling scared at all. And that's what kind of worried me. I was like, how am I not scared for this? And it was the strongest psychedelic in the world. I was like, how am I not scared for this at all? And then once I was going into the room, like an hour before doing it, that's when it hit me. I was like, oh, shit. It's kind of like a whole resort. They have like condos outside and stuff, separate spaces in the jungle. And the main room that you do it in is in the center. It's kind of like their whole like meeting and gathering room. It's where they do like yoga, stuff like that during the day.
What was your first dose? Like, what was the amount?
It comes in, they pour it in shot glasses. So it's like a normal shot. You take one shot, and then like everyone has a mattress, so you kind of go back and lay down and kind of just like, normally people just lay down and try to fall asleep. And then your mind will just start dozing off like within like 30 minutes and stuff like that. And then later on, I think it's usually like 2 hours after you take the first one, they'll call out for a second. And usually what they say is if you can hear them call out for it, and if you can get up, then go take it. And so yeah, most of the nights I took 2, and then sometimes they'll call for a third like 2 hours later. Normally it's a very smooth brew. It's just like liquid, just taking it down kind of. And when you do the yahe, it's very chunky, very thick. So you kind of go, like when you take that shot, you kind of got to pat it down, and it's stuck in your throat, and it's awful. But
How many trips did you do?
4. So it was 4 days in a row. Each day you do it at like, I want to say like 8 o'clock at night or something like that is usually when you start. The last day was like pretty much the whole ending of it. Like by that time, they're like, whatever you came here for, by the ending, you're going to find it. And the ending day, we started at like 11 or 12 and went and tripped until sunrise the next morning. That was beautiful. But yeah, I did it 4 nights in a row. Usually takes like 30 minutes till you start kicking in and you start like seeing, like your vision kind of gets real wavy and just you start actually tripping. About an hour into it, that's when you're tripping nuts. Things are just going crazy. I'd say like because it lasts about a good 8 hours or so. So I'd say about 2 to 3 hours is when you're at your peak and just seeing everything. You're visiting past memories, going through portals, just different time zones. You're in different dimensions. Like I would say about like 3 hours is usually the peak of it. And I remember but it's nothing you can imagine. Like I'm scared of like bugs, spiders, stuff like that. So when I was going in there, I was like, if I like see spiders start crawling over me, I was like, I'm out. Like no, but like it's not that type of fear. It's like the things you are holding back in your life that you never talk about, you never bring up, you never even let yourself think about. Like you come face to face with that. So you will see some pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I've talked to some people who've seen just dragons, just crazy stuff. But that's all like the point of it really is you come face to face with your fears, and the whole point of this whole medicine is to break through that and stop letting those things hold you back from your life. And that's when you start that whole brand new you. So there'll be times where you come face to face with the mouths of a snake or something like that, and he said say that's your biggest fear. He said, don't hold back, don't run away, jump into the mouth of the snake, and you will make it through that fear a lot faster than the person who's running away.
It's kind of like
Things that your mind are telling you, like, don't do that, don't go there, go there. Like, it's gonna suck, it's gonna be awful, but once you go there, you're gonna get through it faster than the person who's holding it back and who's waiting, you know? And then going into it the second day, I was like, all right, I know what it was like. And they always told me, they're like, you're never gonna have the same trip, And I was like, how the hell could it be different? I remember I was going in the second day, I was like, all right, I know what to expect. I've done it. I'm not scared right now. Went into it, completely different effects. Nothing was similar to the night before whatsoever. And then after that, I just woke up and I was like, oh my God, like this is just mind blowing again. Definitely visited past memories. And that's not just like a mindset thing. Like you can actually physically be brought back to those memories, see yourself in those past times. Like say my dad's stroke, like I visited back into that time period, and I was like watching myself and how I reacted in those certain times, and you kind of just learn from it and see how you reacted, see why you reacted the way you reacted, why, like how that brought you to where you are now. But yeah, you can definitely visit physically back into those times in your life. A lot of people have points where they're able to talk to God, like face to face. There's this thing called Mother Ayahuasca, which is the spirit of the whole medicine. And there's times she only is said to only show herself at certain points in people's lives, and she doesn't show herself to everyone. But when she does, she shows herself as the same human being to everyone. So no matter what, you're never going to have the same trip. Like, this is why, the reason why it's the strongest psychedelic in the world is because you will never have the same trip twice. You will never see the same things. Your visions, the effects, the visuals will never be the same. It's always different. But the one thing that everyone can see the same is her. And so I saw her one night. She's the most beautiful woman, like undescribable, and she can show herself to you. And that's kind of like, at that point is truly when you're seeing the most of the beauty in the whole medicine. You can talk to the medicine while you're on it and stuff. You can ask it things and it'll show you right away. And one of the times I said, like, I had broken through everything bad I was going through that night. I had broken through it, and I finally had seen the beauty and everything. And I said, just like, show me it all. Like, let me see all your beauty. And pitch black room. All I could see was gold, white, just beautiful things, owls, animal, like I don't even, it's so undescribable. It was so beautiful. But I remember the only thing I wrote in there was when I was in Nirvana, and I said, I don't have to think anymore because I know everything. And it was just this whole, like, obviously your visuals are beautiful, but your whole mindset and your whole heart and entire being, like, there's just blank. You're not thinking of a damn thing because you know everything. You know why you're here. You know what your purpose is. You know who you are. So you're not thinking. You're literally just looking. I always, after the second shot, before they would call for the third shot, is when I was usually in that whole beautiful mode. I had broken through everything. So I kind of never really took a third shot. I was just always like, this is like, I'm in the good spot now.
What do you think would have happened if you took that third one?
Start all over. Literally just, God, I remember in the moment they called for a third, and I was like, I can hear it, I can get up, but I was like, this is just so nice right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do that again. Preference of time and everything is completely off. Like, when you're on it, it feels like a lifetime. Like, you're gone for years. So I was like, do I really want to start that shit over again?
Yeah.
I remember the Yahe, though, the thicker brew, that stuff was a lot stronger. A lot crazier. It's supposed to be one of the strongest brews you can make of ayahuasca. And I've done it 3 times, and every time I couldn't do a full second shot.
Yeah, did you feel like a new person right away, or was it until the end of the trip? Or did you have to reflect?
Mine kind of was after, it was the second or third day is when I was like brand fucking new.
Yeah.
It might have been the third day. I remember the first day, after I finished that and I woke up in the morning, I was really like, just like sat up in my bed and I was like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, what did I just go through? What did I just see? And it was just like mind blown, just like completely speechless. Remember when I went to breakfast and was like talking to all the people who did it with me the night before, we were like just complete silence. We're like, what do we even say right now? Like, what do we talk about? It was just complete mind blown. But so you're definitely reflecting on it for a long time, but like that feeling when you wake up and you know you're changed is just truly marvelous.
Would you say it's better than the trip itself?
Probably, yeah. Because like it's more like your whole life, you know? It's like I'm forever changed, I'm forever better now. And like, obviously tripping's pretty cool. It's pretty gnarly, pretty intense. You see some cool stuff, but like being able to live the rest of your life like in a sober state, knowing that you're completely different because of it is pretty cool.
Gotcha. Yeah.
After this, like forever changed. You never see through the same eyes. You never go back to who you used to be. Like, it's a complete change in your life, 100%, and you'll never go back to the same old person you were.
Is there any wise words of advice for a person that wants to follow in your footsteps to go on the same adventure that you would tell them, regardless of age?
Make sure you're ready. They'll talk to a lot of people. You know, I know a lot of people who take drugs and stuff and think they're these super hippies and rave people. You know, they're like, oh yeah, I could do that, no problem. That would totally be crazy. And it's just like, that's not what it's meant for. If you're here to trip balls, you're here for the wrong reason. You know, you definitely have to be ready in your mind to change your whole life. And if you're not there for that reason, then you're there for the wrong reason. Cab driver's super sick, and he saw like monkeys in the trees. He was like, oh, I'm gonna pull over. You've never been to Costa Rica, you gotta see the monkeys. I was like, oh heck yeah, like pull over, let's go. So there's monkeys like hanging from trees, and there's this one mother monkey like feeding her son monkey, like just hanging from the tree like 2 feet away from me. And I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And I was ripping the jewel while I was looking at it. I was like, this is so tight. And then walking back to the cab, I must have dropped it or something, because when I got back to the cab, I was like looking over, I was like, no. And then I remembered it dropped out like in the dirt. It was depressing. So didn't even make it one day.
Worst mistake of the trip.
Yeah.
Losing the jewel.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Just show them your man bun, dude. That's kind of like what puts it together.
Dude. Hell yeah, I started growing right before I went, dude. It's getting long now. This shit's like